Behind me, right across this road, is the Manila airport. And these hotels are the side of Manila that most tourists will see when they come through. But today we're going to go to the squatter neighborhood, an area that the tourists will never see, and I am told I will probably be the only white guy they have ever seen in this area. Now in America, when you think of a squatter, you think of somebody maybe in a homeless encampment, somebody that doesn't want to work, that wants to get away from society. But here, that's just the opposite. That is somebody that wants to work but can't afford housing, so they have to build their own housing illegally just to be able to come to Manila and work, because the wages in Manila are $9 a day and the wages in the provinces are closer to half that, so $4 a day. So let's get started. We're gonna have to take a jeepney. If you're not familiar with jeepneys, closest thing I can say is it's kind of like a bus in America, except they also have buses here, so jeepneys are actually much cheaper. They're only 15 pesos, which is pennies for American dollars. So we're gonna get on jeepney, go to this neighborhood that's not far away from the main section by the airport, and I'm gonna show you what it's like in a squatter neighborhood in Manila. Manila is a tale of people who have nothing and people who have less than nothing. These people scrounge together whatever pieces of lumber and tin they can find and build these makeshift little shacks in the shadows of the skyscrapers just so they have a little bit of a roof over their head. Today we're going to one such place. As the jeepney drives along, you'll see overcrowded roads where people swerve in and out of traffic. On the sidewalk, you'll see people have nothing to their name, living in any open spot they can find. You might think these are some of the poorest people, but we're about to go down an alley where it gets even worse. If you didn't know where we were going, you wouldn't know where to stop unless you lived here. But if you tell the driver to stop, suddenly he'll pull over, and while traffic is backing up behind you, suddenly you jump out of the jeepney and get out of the way before the vehicles come upon you. Then you sneak down a little alley in the back. Again, unless you lived here, you wouldn't know it was here. You can see the trash in the river. They literally have brought in excavating equipment to actually scoop piles of trash out of the river to try to clean it up. Everyone just throws their trash here. There's no good, reliable trash service. There's too much trash to haul away. At first it looks like you're kind of in the maybe a tourist area, because there's still cars along the street and stuff, and little motorcycles that people use for transportation. You can actually rent one of these taxis and it will take you around to wherever you want to go. The price is negotiable. If they see you're a Westerner though, they're going to want to charge you more because they know you have more money. But this isn't really a tourist area. As you can tell, the people are looking at me like, why is this white guy in our neighborhood? These are people's houses. These are clothes they've hung out to dry, plants they've put along this little alley to freshen up and make their area look nice. They brush their teeth out in the open. They take a shower right here, out in the open. They do their laundry in the open. You can see the blue water line kind of that we just crossed. They've actually somehow managed to route water through all this, tapping into some main water line and technically stealing water from the city. But when you have nothing else to lose, this is what you do. All their possessions, everything they own is right here. Each one of these tents
represents a person's house, and the houses are the shacks they've built on the left. Tents are to keep them in the shade. They park their little motorbikes down here. You think any minute you're going to get to the house we're going to. Except this is still what's considered the good section of the neighborhood. It's only going to get worse from here. You can see chickens and stuff kept in cages that they use for the eggs, or maybe actually for the chicken meat itself. I'm trying to be inconspicuous here and not hold the camera in anyone's face because, like I said, I'm the only white guy they've probably ever seen down here, and they certainly are taking notice that a Westerner is walking essentially through their house. And that is literally what you do. This alleyway that you can see, and there's one on the other side that you can see too, all these shacks are squatters. They're illegally built here. They're not government approved. There's no address. It's just like a homeless encampment in the US, except like I said earlier, these people aren't trying to get away from society. They've actually come up here to Manila to work for $9 a day because it pays better than the other places. So they're just trying to survive. They actively want to contribute to society. They actively want to work. This is the only way they can afford to do so. You can see they just park their motorbikes right along this little alleyway because they have nowhere else to put them. They have no garage, no shed. They just have whatever pieces of lumber they've strung together here. So I'm starting to wonder how far we're going to go here. So far the alleyway is still wide enough that it looks like it could be a regular street that leads somewhere. And it could be an actual street that somebody might walk down, except you'll notice I'm the only white person here. There's a baby actually getting a bath right out in the open. So as we push deeper in here, everybody's looking at me, wondering again, why am I going down in this area? And if you look out, the river is just full of trash because unfortunately that's where everybody dumps stuff. Even the government just throws stuff in here. That is where it goes. Again, I'm starting to think how deep I am in here. If some of the locals didn't approve of me being here, how quickly could I get out of this place? And the answer is not very quickly at all. There's really only one way in, and that's behind me, and I'm going farther and farther in. There's a couple roosters on the ground that somebody's keeping in cages. Don't know if they're selling them. You'll see dogs everywhere. They obviously are just wild dogs, but people feed them, and they just get by too, just kind of like the people. The people dry their clothes out here on the clothesline, do their laundry right here, literally live right here on these little shacks they built out of whatever lumber they could find. This isn't even the worst part. We haven't got to the worst part yet. This is still almost civilized. So just think, if you want to go to your house or your place of dwelling in the back here, you have to go through all this. Now we're getting to the dark areas where we actually are going between people's houses that are built out over the water and a little 1 foot wide footpath that's literally the edge of the canal. And I'm starting to wonder, what if I run into somebody that's not too happy that I'm literally walking through their house right now? Because you almost can't see anything. There's people standing in their doorways literally right next to me, wondering why I'm walking through their house to get somewhere. So I'm just hoping I get to daylight soon, because I can't see stuff. If I trip, I'm wondering what am I going to fall into, because again, the canal is right there. There's just this tiny little ledge of the canal that they've made a footpath out of. So now we're getting toward the end of the canal, coming out of the people's houses here, getting into a little bit of daylight. But imagine having to go through this every time you wanted to leave your house, every time you wanted to come home. So again, literally just walking through more people's houses here, still not to the place you're trying to get to, still not to the worst of it. So now we come to this bridge, this homemade bridge they built to get to the other side. So you walk all the way to the back, get to this. This is the bridge you have to cross to get to the squatter area on the other side of the canal. And then finally, we're almost here to the house I'm going to show you and the person I'm going to interview. So this is an entire house that they built because they have no other choice.
Oh, andito na ako. Saan ka? Naligo ka? It is small.
Yeah. I know.
Where are you?
I know. It's mine.
Oh. Uy, pumasok ka dyan. Hindi ka nagdala ng sabon? Nang? Yeah. Nang ano? Ang galing. Pumasok dyan. Hindi nagdala ng sabon. Oh.
This is a little kitchen. They even have a bathroom right here. Oh. So they've actually made a toilet, a bathroom, and everything in here. Running water. Incredibly resourceful. There's even a lock on the door, and the sign says, "Do not come in here and use the bathroom unless you live here." You have the stove in the kitchen there. Does your sister and her partner live right over here on the other side? And then this is the kitchen. Or kitchen. No.
This is tinolang manok. Yeah. This is pork steak. Menudo with egg.
That's funny because pork steak is something we have in Missouri, but most of the rest of the U.S. doesn't know what a pork steak is. And I come 8,000 miles over here and you guys have pork steaks, but I go a state over and they don't know what pork steaks are. You sleep there, and your nephew sleeps there. Here. Your nephew just sleeps on the floor without any. And when your other sister was here, her and the baby slept there. Now, do you have to pay rent to the person that built this, or did your sisters? Who built this?
Well, they own this.
The oldest?
They own this. His partner. Her partner.
Oh, your sister's partner
Yeah.
owns this. So he built it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like here, from here to there, he built this place.
How do you get electricity from into here? Is there a building up there that they ran a wire extension cord or something from?
They rent, I think, somewhere there.
Somewhere outside they ran?
They rent every month.
What about water when you take a bath? Do you get it out of that
It's free.
canal there?
No,
No?
there's a hose, there's a bathroom there, and the hose from Nawasa.
So So you bring water in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alam mo, ibang daling dito eh.
So the water they ran, actually,
Yeah.
they ran water lines
Yeah.
from somewhere.
There. There.
Oh, they ran
Yeah.
water lines from the other side, got them over here.
Galing dalawa.
So you have running water all the time.
Ano na nga. Hindi na lang yung masyadong laing aso. Oh. Ayun na. Meron na. Nakawala na naman silang dalawa. Ate, sige. Nasa labas.
Somebody here.
Bala ka.
So the nephew, the 18-year-old's here.
Yan. Al.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Sige mo muna to, Al. Yan. Tulungan niya. Kumain ka na? Dito? Gusto mong bumili?
Maybe on camera.
Al, nag-ano yan, Al.
Yo, stop. The police don't ever come down here. I mean, obviously they let you stay down here. They don't ever try to like pick people out of here.
I think this area will be demolished next week.
Next week?
Yeah, but not this one. That one. This side.
The other side? Well, they're going to demolish next week.
Yeah.
Are you worried they're going to demolish this side then after that?
No, this side is not included.
But all those houses out there are going to be gone next week? That's
what they say.
What will those people do? You had to fly all the way up here from down south just because they pay slightly more up here. And you work 6.5 days a week.
Yeah.
That's for the people that are complaining in America that they got to work overtime. They don't understand how hard it is and how much work you have to do for such little money here just to get by. They complain when they got to work the occasional Saturday, and you have to work every Saturday and half a Sunday.
Because if we don't work, they don't pay us, so we need to work every Saturday or Sunday.
You don't work, you don't eat rice.
Yeah.
But it's only 500 pesos a day. That is barely enough to survive. So anybody back in America who thinks they have to work a Saturday and that is a hard life, realize these people work 6.5 days a week for 500 pesos a day. I'm heading out now, but I just want you guys to get another look of the conditions living down here, the bridge you have to take, and the homes you have to go behind to actually get to this place. The video's not over yet either. I'm actually going to return here and see what the government is actually going to do in a couple weeks. But right now I just want to give you one more visual of the houses you actually have to pass through every time you want to come and go from your own house, and how tight the quarters are and the corridors. You almost have to see it to believe it, but I hope you only see it through this video. Don't go wandering around these places. You're going to be the only white guy there. It's just, these are people's homes. You're essentially walking through their living room. There's another bridge you can see just to get across to the other side too. They built out of some spare pipes and stuff. People just taking showers, and you walk through bathroom essentially on your way out. It's just life here. And then you leave here and you go to work every day just like everything's normal. And these are the people, when you go to Manila, these are the people that might be driving the taxi you use to get around. They're the people at the hotel that look dressed up and check you in and ask you if you had a nice flight and hope you enjoy your stay. They're the people along the road that sell you the produce. They work in the hypermarket, grocery store, sell you your food, check you out at the grocery store, ring you up. Just everyday people trying to get by, making a living.
10 days ago I went down here and you heard about how the government might be destroying some of the shacks, if you want to call them that, on the riverfront. So today, 10 days later, we're going back. I highly do not recommend you go down here on your own. You will be the only white guy down here on a dead-end street. This is not a tourist place and you do not want to go here. See here, the workers are literally redoing the water lines, possibly because a lot of these people teed into the water lines to get themselves water. So we're back at the same place we were last week, and there's a bunch of construction workers down here, and I don't know if they're taking it down and rebuilding it better, or if they're just demolishing it, because obviously it's a squatter area. But if you remember from the video earlier, it wasn't looking like this. So I'm going to see if I can at least get a little bit of video for you guys, show you what's going on. They got construction workers right here taking stuff down, and then if you look right across there, I don't know if they're demolishing it or if they're making it better, but they definitely got a group of workers. So a lot changes in a week. Hello. So I'm upstairs now just to give you a better view. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I wish I could give you a better answer. They said the city was coming in to demolish it, but if that's what they're doing, it's hard to tell. Obviously they've taken the structure down. I don't know what happened to the people that live there. That guy looks like he's just sawing the very top of that off to make it flush. So maybe they are putting boards up and building it back better for him, as opposed to taking it down and destroying it permanently. That would be nice. Whatever they tear down, they don't want to clean up. The government just throws in the river along with the other trash that's in the river, it seems like, and just lets it float on down. Anyway guys, I just wanted to come back here, kind of see what was going on. Don't come down here. I mean, you're gonna stand out like a sore thumb. The only people down here are the squatters that live here, and they don't have a choice. They're just trying to get by, they're trying to survive, they're trying to work. It's not like the US where they're trying to get away from people and they want to be left alone. These people actually have come to Manila because Manila pays $9 a day versus some of the provinces that pay like $4 a day. So they make a little more money. They have no place to stay. They work 6.5 days a week, and the only reason they get that half day off is because of Sunday. And honestly, a lot of them would work overtime if they could on top of the 6.5 days they work. So I don't know. It's just kind of sad because this is a side you never see. If you're a tourist and you get dropped off at the airport, you'll You'll see some rundown shacks for sure along the road, but the farther back you go, the worse it gets. But it's kind of impressive what they've built. The way they've integrated the scaffolding and made this whole place as solid as they have, and integrated some of the electric and lights and security cameras out here. It's pretty impressive, really, for what it is. Anyone here speak English well?
Marunong ba daw magsalita ng English?
Hindi Tagalog.
Hindi taga.
When we were leaving, you could see here the workers had actually used a blowtorch and cut some of the metal away that was holding the bridge railing on this side. But then they were also setting a pole in the ground and attaching the bridge railing back, so I'm not sure if they were going to make it better or not. I also heard a rumor on my way out that they were actually going to make that structure you saw earlier a pump house for water. That's the last thing I heard. I really can't speak to much beyond that. They were nice enough to hold the railing for us as we got out of there.
No English?
You speak English daw?
Yes.
Sabi mo okay.
You guys rebuilding this? Hindi Tagalog. Alright. So we're headed out, but at least it looks like they are rebuilding the area for the squatters, essentially, that they tore down. But check, this is the pathway. This is how you fall in, you fall right in the canal. And then you start going literally between people's houses in this narrow little passageway. All these houses to my left are over top of the water. There's another little bridge.
If you thought this content was interesting and showed you a side of Manila you won't normally see, do me a favor. Like and subscribe and turn on that notification button. Leave a comment. Thank you for watching very much. I appreciate it.
Just walk along the edge of the canal here. This is life.